Good afternoon all. So in the previous discussion, we have seen the error control coding, right? The block diagram of error control coding. So a very important part is channel encoder, where it converts k information bits into a n bit code words, right? And the procedure of getting those code words using a linear block code approach, that procedure also you have seen that, right? So if you want to generate the code words, the k information bit into an n bit code words, so we have a simple formula, that is C is equal to dg, where C is the code vector, where D is the data vector, G is generator matrix. Okay, so where the generator matrix will be defined with I of k followed by P of n minus k. So the generator matrix is a combination of identity matrix of order k, then parity matrix of order n minus k. Such a code we call it as n comma k linear block code, where n is the length of the code word, k is the length of information bits, right? So with the help of this formula, I can generate a set of valid code words. I can call it as a valid code words. For every message there should be a definite code word, right? Suppose if k is 3, totally it is 8 messages, 8 distinct messages. For every message there should be some code word, right? So always the valid code vectors are what? 2 to the power of n minus 2 to the power of k, right? So valid code vectors are 2 to the power of k, that is only 8 in case k is 3, and remaining are what? 2 to the power of n minus 2 to the power of k. They are invalid code vectors. Invalid code vectors, right? So that's all at the transmitter side. So once the channel encoder can prepare the code words, so those code words will be given to the next succeeding stage, that's a modulator, followed by it will be transmitted. So during transmission, if any error occurs, so at the receiver side, that code word should help us to detect the error, and so that we can correct the errors, right? So in order to do that, so at the receiver side, so how exactly that code works? So there will be a channel decoder. In turn it will convert that code words back to the original message, right? So while doing so, if you want to know if any error occurs in the transit, so once the stream of bits will be received at the receiver, okay, so I should detect whether the error is present or not. In order to do that, we have one more equation, we call it as syndrome detection, right? So that will tell you whether the received sequence is an exact replica of the transmitted or it differs due to error. If any error occurred, then your syndrome will represent certain value, that is a non-zero value. Okay, syndrome is a matrix having certain values. If all the values are 0, then there is no error. If the syndrome is a non-zero vector, then there is an error, right? So for that reason, I need to find out one more matrix, that is S. So to find a S, there is a simple calculation, that is it will be represented by R into H transpose, right? So where R is the received vector, where H transpose is the parity check matrix. We have already defined G and H, right? So H is what? It's very simple, it's a P transpose followed by I of n minus k. If you have a G, I can easily produce a H, right? So this is what parity check matrix. If you take a transpose of this, that is the H transpose. So at the receiver side, if any received sequence appears, just multiply that with the transpose of the parity check matrix, that is a H transpose. So I will get a syndrome S, right? So syndrome S is what? It is having certain value S1, S2, so on up to Sn minus k, right? So if your syndrome is not equal to 0, then it is having an error, the received sequence is having an error. If your syndrome represents all the values as 0, then the received sequence is not having any error in the transit, right? So that's what the equation for syndrome is, RH transpose. And we already defined that error vector E, okay, is R minus C or R plus C, where E is the error vector, R is the received vector, C is valid code vector which is transmitted to the transmitters, right? This is R minus C or R plus C. Anyhow, we are performing mod 2 addition, so that doesn't make any difference whether it may be plus or minus. This, okay. So this is how we can detect the error. Once we detect the presence of error, okay, then we'll go for a correction. Okay. So correction is very simple. We already know that E is R minus C, where E is the error vector, right? R is the received vector, C is coding vector. So how to correct the errors? If the syndrome represents a non-zero value, there is an error. Okay, if there is a error, how to correct it? Again, there is a simple calculation. We know that R is equal to C plus E. R is equal to what? It is C plus E. You just take this R and E this side, it becomes C plus E. I already told plus and minus, that doesn't make any difference because it is a mod 2 logical addition. Okay, so R is equal to C plus E, whereas syndrome S is R into H transpose. So R is C plus E, just substitute H transpose here. So just it is C H transpose plus E H transpose. So C H transpose is 0, it is already derived before. Okay, if you take the C matrix and H transpose, if you multiplied the element row into column, always you will get 0. So that is the proof already made. So C H transpose is 0. So only left with E H transpose. So here S is equal to what? E H transpose. So here S is E H transpose, right? So that the S can be easily obtained with the R and H transpose. R is anyhow readily available. H is a parity check matrix, that is also predefined. I have R and H transpose so that I can get S, right? And here H transpose is there so that I can find out error vector E. Okay, so error vector will tell you where the error is. If I know where the error, that is the position of error, I can correct it. How I can correct? We have a formula here, right? So if I know the E, so just now I got a E here, error vector. I know E, I know R. I can find out the C. C is the valid code vector, right? This is what the procedure to correct the errors, right? First you need to find out a syndrome. Yes, using syndrome I can find out the error vector E. If you know the E, with the help of received sequence and E, I can correct my code vector. That's a C, this one. Okay, so this is the procedure how we can detect and correct the errors. The same thing we can implement with certain decoding circuit. So yesterday we have seen the encoding circuit having a shift registers and couple of mod 2 adders, right? So with the help of that I can prepare a circuit which can readily produce the code words. Similarly, the decoding procedure also we can implement with the help of certain hardware circuit. Okay, that we'll see it later. This is how the detection and decoding will be done. Got this? Syndrome. Syndrome is for finding the error detection. Okay. So the pattern of syndrome will tell you where the error, the position of error also tell. That is syndrome pattern. Syndrome is a matrix of n minus k order, n minus k number of rows, right? So that will tell you position of error. This is one simple example. So parity matrix is defined, right? So I am just taking the transpose of that because I need to produce parity check matrix H. H can be easily obtained with the help of G, right? So H, you all know that it is a P transpose followed by identity matrix of order n minus k. So parity matrix P transpose you can put up here initially, followed by identity matrix of n minus k. So this matrix is H, right? If you get a H, I can easily produce a H transpose, just interchanging the rows and columns. This is my H transpose, right? I can represent like this also in equation form. You can just check the contents. The top portion, it is actually the parity. The below portion is an identity matrix of order n minus k. Okay, it's a 6-3 code. So 6 minus 3, it is I3. So it is a 3 into 3 identity matrix, right? So it's a combination of P followed by this. Okay, this is what the H transpose. I am finding the syndrome actually. So syndrome S is equal to S1, S2, S3. S1 because always the syndrome matrix I said, it is what? The matrix is of order S of n minus k. It's a 6-3 code. 6 minus 3, it is a 3. So it is having only 3 elements, S1, S2, S3. Okay. This is S1, S2, S3. The equation for S is R received sequence H transpose. Okay, parity check matrix. So this is one received sequence I can just took randomly. Already yesterday I produced some code words. For every data there is a code words. So for 8 messages there will be 8 code words. Okay, so one you just randomly pick it, deliberately insert the error. Okay, that is what I did here. There is no sequence like this. The yesterday sequence, if you check it, there is no such sequence. It means it is not a valid code vector. Invalid, I intentionally took it. Okay, and this is H transpose. If you multiply this row into column, you know this matrix multiplication. The first row, this column. Okay, take care that you should always do the bit by bit logical addition, XOR operation. Okay, mod 2. This 1 into 1 is 1 plus 1 into 0 is 0, just leave it. 0 into 1, 0, 0 into 1, 0, 1 into 1, 0, 0, 0 into 0, 0. So there is only 1. Okay, so your bit is 1. Similarly, the entire row into second column, that represents this. The entire row into third column will give you S3 bit. So this is what the value of syndrome, right? So this 1 0 0, the syndrome of 1 0 0, it indicates it is a non-zero value. Okay, one of the element is what? It's a non-zero. So the syndrome S is not equal to 0, right? S is not equal to 0 represents an error. It tells that there is a error in the received sequence. It's not valid, it's invalid. What is the received sequence? This. That's what you can check this code word. It is not present in the yesterday list, that code words list, right? Deliberately I flipped some bits. So it is not an valid sequence. That's what it will be detected by this syndrome. Okay. So 1 0 0. If syndrome S is not equal to 0, there is an error. And one more very interesting thing is the syndrome matrix will tell you where the error is present in the received sequence. I mean, it will tell you the position of error. If you know the position of error, so it will make my job of correcting it, right? So that is the reason. So I should find out the syndrome, right? So it will be find out using received and H transpose, both are readily available. Okay. Check this pattern 1 0 0. That particular 1 0 0 pattern, you search it in your H transpose matrix. Whether that particular pattern is present or not, row by row you check it in H transpose. 1 0 0. Okay, first row is not there, second not, third not, whereas fourth is here. The same 1 0 0 pattern is present here. Okay, that the row number is what? The first, second, third, fourth. It means in fourth row the syndrome pattern is present. That tells you that there is an error in the fourth bit of the received sequence from left. From left you need to count. The fourth position is having an error. It means first, second, third, fourth. It is 0. Okay, if it is a error means it is not a 0, it should be 1. Okay, that correction will do it with the help of this. Correction C is equal to what? R plus E. Okay, you know how to get E. E can be get with the help of this, right? So to find out E, I know yes, H transpose. I can find E. If you know E, I can get C, right? So that I can correct it. So how your error pattern look like? If the error is in fourth bit, right? So it means there is no error in the first, second. Take the received sequence, that is 1 1 0 0 1 0, right? This is what R, right? And what about E? Since error is in fourth bit, okay, so only the fourth bit is 1. You know the error matrix. Okay, EI is equal to 1 if your R is not equal to C. Okay, otherwise it is 0. The fourth bit is 1 because the fourth bit is having error. Okay, because R4 is not equal to fourth bit of valid code vector C4. This one. So you know this equation, C is equal to R plus E. Just add it, 0 1 0 1, mod 2 addition. This is what? It is 1 1 0. Okay, it is 1. Now we can check this 1 1 0 1 1 0. It must be present in the coded list because it is a valid code vector. This is how I can recover my errored received sequence into a corrected one. Okay, this is the procedure for correction, error correction. Any doubts here? Any doubts? If you just find syndrome, yes, with the help of received sequence and parity check matrix, I can do my decoding as well as correction. Okay. So, syndrome calculation circuit, you know the procedure. Now you should implement with certain hardware circuitry. Okay. In order to do that, okay, so I need to again put up that entire algorithm in equation form so that easily I can implement using circuits, right? Okay. So here again the received vector R is matrix of R1, R2, Rn. Okay. Next, the syndrome S is S1, S2, so on up to Sn minus k. Okay. And you know the equation RH transpose. Previously we did it with the help of problem. The same thing I am representing using some equation. That's it. Okay. So that is the R matrix. This is the H transpose matrix. And again this H transpose, it is a combination of P transpose followed by identity. Okay. Same. Just multiply it, this row into column. So I can define S1, the first bit of syndrome S1 is equal to what? First bit of received sequence R1 into P11. P11 may be either 1 or 0. Okay. That 1 indicates first row, first column. 2 indicates second row, first column. Right? P21. Second row, first column. You have to follow this first column and that row will give you S1. The same notation I referred before in the problem. So it is R1 into P11 plus R2 P21 plus so on up to what? RK, PK1, this one. Next, if it is a RK, next one is RK plus 1. RK plus 1 into 1, RK plus 1. Okay. Next, all are zeros. If you multiply RK plus 2, RK plus 3, so on up to Rn, it is 0 1. Right? So the last value is RK plus 1. Similarly, define S2, S3, so on up to Sn minus k. Syndrome bits. Just multiply the row into columns. For S1, that row into first column. For S2, that R row into second column. This. Okay. So I will get all these equations. You can just check it once. Right. With the help of these equations, I can prepare a circuit. Okay. Okay. This is the syndrome calculation circuit. S is equal to RH transpose, no? Okay. So this is the circuit for that. Again same thing. There will be a shift resistors equal to the R number of bits, right? The received sequence number of bits. It is basically equal to the length of C only. Length of C is what? Code vector n. So even received sequence length is also n bits only, right? Okay. The position of the bits may differ, but length remains same. That's what I am representing with R1, R2, R3, so on up to Rn. Rn here. Those are the shift resistors. Followed by again same thing, mod 2 adders. If you look at the previous equations, we'll come to know what are the requirements to implement the circuit. I need shift resistor, mod 2 adders. That's it. Okay. Here, R1 is get multiplied with P11. I am just trying to describe the S1. Previous equation, S1 is equal to combination of so many terms. So R1 P11 plus R2 P21 second row. Okay. Similarly, RK PK1. Next, it is RK plus 1 bit. RK plus 1 bit will not be multiplied by any other value because those subsequent values are zeros. Okay. So I directly use it. Since it is 0, there is no mod 2 adders. The presence of 1 you should insert. It is something like a open circuit and closed circuit. Right? So all these values will give you syndrome S1. Right? Syndrome S1. S2, same thing. Again R1 will be multiplied with second column of H transpose. That is again what? P11. Next, sorry, P12, P22, right? The 2 indicates column, second column. Similarly, this PK2, RK plus 1 directly connected. Similarly, this. So this will give you the syndromes, syndrome vector. Yes, right? Again, this is one problem. So the received vector is R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. Okay. Construct the corresponding syndrome calculation circuit. I just drawn the generalized syndrome calculation before. Now particularly with certain code. So the previously we have seen that 6,3 code. Just try to refer that. So here H is already defined. H transpose, it looks like this. It's a combination of P transpose followed by identity matrix of order 3 because it is 6 minus 3 n minus k. So H transpose I reproduced once again here. Syndrome S is n minus k. Its order is n minus k. 6 minus 3 is 3. So it is S1, S2, S3. R H transpose. So your received sequence is given. This one, and this is H transpose. Just multiply this. R1 into 1, R1, R2 is 0, R3 is present, next R4 is present. That will give you S1. This will give you S2. This is S3. Okay. So previously it was a generalized circuit. It is quite confusion, but now it is very clear. Right. This particular equation will give you the value of S1. This will give you the value of S2. S3. Okay. If you know the S, I can find E. If you know the E, I can find, or I can correct my code C. Right. This. So this S1 is what? R1 plus R3 plus R4. S2 is this. S3 is this. Same thing you can just implement with the help of shift register and mod 2 adders. This is the syndrome calculation circuit. You know the previous equation. S1 is equal to, just tap it. The respective received bits, you can just tap it. Okay. You call it as S1. S1 is a combination of R1, okay, R3, R4. R1, R3, R4. That is what the equation previously. So all you add it, it will give you S1. This is S2. This is S3. So this is what syndrome calculation circuit. Okay. Okay. This is one problem. Okay. You just try out this. This is a n comma k linear block code of order 7 comma 4, where the length of the code word is 7, length of the information bit is 4 bits. So such a code we call it as n comma k, that is 7 comma 4 code. And the parity matrix is given. They just given parity. You need to find out all the code vectors. Right? You have to draw the encoding circuit, syndrome circuit, okay, and some received sequence is given. You should tell whether that is a valid code vector or it is having a error. Indirectly you need to find out syndrome. Yes, if S is not equal to 0, there is a error. If S is equal to 0, that received sequence is absolutely fine, it is a valid code vector, right? And encoding circuit, and you need to mention valid code vectors. C is equal to DG. Okay. Since k is 4, 2 raised to 4, there will be 16 distinct inputs. So for every input there must be a valid code word of length 7 bits. Okay. So totally 16 code words. Just I will go through it, the procedure, since the discussion was already did it. Okay. The same thing has to be applied here and you need to work it out this. First, you find a generator matrix of order Ik K is 4, that's a I4 followed by parity matrix of order n minus K. Okay, so sun minus 4, it's a 3. So parity matrix is of order what? 3. Okay, so this is identity matrix of order 4 into 4. This is order is okay having only 3 n minus k columns. Okay, 7 minus 4, 3 more columns. So the entire order of the G matrix is what? It is k rows into n columns. K is what? 4. 4 rows, n means 7 columns. So the entire G order is n into k. Okay. So next C is equal to dg. You know the data vector. Your D takes the value from 4 zeros to 4 1, total 16. So I picked up 1 just to demonstrate. 1101. Keep the G as it is. Keep on multiply and produce the code words. 1 into 1 plus 1 into 0, 0 plus 0 into 0, 0 plus 1 into 0, 0. So it is effective number is 1. Similarly, this row into this column will give you this value. This row into this column will give you this, right? So these are what? The code word, and this is the code word pertaining to this input. So like that, for the rest 15 input combination, there will be a definite code word, right? 16 input, 16 code words, valid code words, right? So you need to similarly find out for all remaining 15. Okay. So the entire table is reproduced here. For every message, there is a code words, and every code word length is 7 bits. Next parameter, that is you need to draw the encoding circuit. It's very simple. Take the general data, since it is 4 bits, D1, D2, D3, D4. Keep your G as it is. Just multiply it. Okay. So you will get the equations like this. This one. To draw the encoding circuit, it's the best idea. You take the general representation of data, keep your G as it is. So D1 into 1 is D1. Okay, this is the first bit of your code vector. D2 into 1, it's a D2. D3 into 1, D3. D4 into 1, D4. So the first bit of code word is D1, second is D2, because you know how to define the code words. Ci is equal to Di up to K. So K is 4 here. So your C1 is same as D1 only. C2 is same as D2 only. How long? Up to 4. D2, D3, D4. Next. C5 will be defined like this. So this equation will change based on the type of the parity matrix. What is the value of parity? It depends. Depends on that, this will change. Okay. Now by referring this equation, I can draw my encoding circuit. Okay. This one. I already did it here, there. Okay. So there will be a commutator switch. It will be continuously rotating to tap the status of each switch. Okay. So that will produce 7-bit code word. This is the encoding circuit. Got it? There will be a auto adders. It is having a inputs wherever you can just take it from the previous equation. And next, this is one error I have taken. I just assume that some 7-bit code is received, okay, which is not valid. I know what all the 16 code words are valid. I just take some other code which is not valid, which is not there in the list. Okay. Take that, just multiply with H transpose, because S is equal to R into H transpose. So syndrome value is 0, 1, 0, which is not equal to 0 means there is an error. Where the error? Okay. If you want to know the position, look at this pattern 0 1 0. Check it in the first row of H transpose, not there. Second, no. Third, no. Fourth, no. Fifth, no. Sixth, yes. So error is in sixth bit. Okay. So my error vector is only sixth bit is 1. Rest all bits are 0 because they are absolutely fine. Only that sixth bit is not equal to the original. So that corresponding bit is 1. Okay. That's what I said. Syndrome will give you error vector E. If you know E, anyhow R is readily available. If you perform the mod 2 addition, I can correct. Okay. So this is the received, same, plus error vector. This is a valid. Now we can check this particular combination of ones and zeros is present. So in that listed code vectors, one among that 16. This is one among that 16. Okay. So this is how the correction will be taking place. Syndrome calculation circuit. Just generally you can put up, instead of taking a particular received sequence, you just mention it as R1 to R7. Then multiply with H transpose, you will get those equations. Draw your syndrome circuit. Okay. This is the syndrome circuit. Okay. Any doubts here? It's very simple, encoding syndrome circuit. And you have one more circuit, that's a correction circuit or a decoding circuit. Okay. We'll see it. Okay. Fine. So we have some linear block code parameters, very important parameters, from which I can just define my decoding process. So first one is the Hamming weight. So Hamming weight is the number of ones present in the code words. If in any code word, so if the presence of ones, how many number of ones, that will tell you the weight. Okay. In a 7-bit code word, if all the 7 bits are 1, its weight is 7. If all 7 bits are zeros, its weight is 0. Okay. Based on the number of ones present in the code vector. So that we call it as Hamming weight. Okay. So with the help of certain example, it is represented. C1 is that one. Hamming weight is 3 because the number of ones is 3. Okay. Second one, Hamming distance. So this parameter will be defined by taking two code vectors. If you take two code vectors, just compare bit by bit. So how many number of bits they differ. Okay, that will tell you the Hamming distance. Take one code word of 7 bits, take one more code word of 7 bits. Bit by bit you can just compare it. Okay, how many number of positions they differ, that will tell you the Hamming distance. Okay. I took two code words, I compared the corresponding bits, and the Hamming distance is what? 4, because they differed 4 times, I mean 4th positions, right? Marked here. This is 0, this is 1, so there is a difference, like that. Okay. So one more parameter is minimum distance, D minimum. Okay. So the minimum distance is, how to define D minimum? So if you list out the 16 code vectors and if you find the Hamming distance of adjacent code words, okay, and when you compare all that Hamming distances, you should pick the minimum distance. That is the minimum Hamming distance. If you have total 16-bit code words, okay, 16 code words, so just keep on compare that adjacent elements, you will get around 15 Hamming distance. Okay, among that 15 you should choose the minimum Hamming distance. The one which is having a minimum distance in the entire code words, okay, will be the minimum distance. Got this? And you can define this D minimum in such a way that you should not consider where the code word is having all zeros. You should skip it. Okay, should skip it. So the minimum distance is smallest distance between any two code vectors except the code vector which is having all zeros. So you should compare two non-zero code vectors, then you can define. Okay. So one simple example is, just look at the code vectors. Hamming weight is defined, presence of number of ones based on that Hamming weight. Okay. So you need to write the Hamming distance, ultimately the minimum Hamming distance. Hamming distance means compare one by one adjacent. So you can list out some distances, just which is a very minimum value, that is a D minimum. Okay. So without that table also I can define my D minimum, minimum Hamming distance. So the formula for that is, okay, we'll see that the next part, the error detecting capability of LBC. So the error detecting capability of LBC, okay, with the minimum distance D minimum is equal to what? D minimum minus 1. So whether that particular generated LBC is capable of detecting the error or not, how will you come to know? Whether that particular code is powerful or not, how will you know? It is based on minimum distance. Okay. So the error detecting capability is D minimum minus 1. That must be equal to certain value, will tell that. Okay. The error correction capability is D minimum minus 1 by 2. Okay, because you have different types of errors. You may be having a random error or you may be having a burst error. We know the types of errors, right? So if you take in a random errors, at how many points the error has occurred, whether my code is capable of correcting or not, how will you come to know? It is based on this. Error correction capability is actually D minimum minus 1 by 2. If you know the minimum Hamming distance, based on that I can tell whether this particular code is capable of correcting that code or not. Okay. These are some of the important parameters will help you to find out the problems. I mean, during problem solving, this will help you. Okay. So always the code length, you should remember, n is less than or equal to 2 to the power of n minus k minus 1. Always the code word length should holds good this relation. Okay, there is a proof for this. Okay, that's out of scope. So n is less than or equal to 2 to the power of n minus k minus 1. You should remember this. That will help you, okay, to assume certain parameters while calculation. Next, number of message bits, k is defined. Next, number of parity check bits, you know that it's always n minus k. Okay, and error correction capabilities D minimum minus 1 by 2. Okay, this is the decoding algorithm, last part. Okay, you're transmitted, you've encoded, right? You're received, you came to know whether there is a error or not. If you have a error, in fact you have corrected also with certain formulas, but now how to implement the circuit. That's again, if you know the procedure, I can convert that into an implementable part. This is how I can implement to perform the correction. Okay. So what I did is received vector R. Once you receive this, I can immediately find yes. If you know R, okay, H transpose, it's a parity check matrix. The receiver and transmitter both are agree upon. They both know the parity check matrix. Using this, I can find yes, syndrome. Okay, that is what it is, syndrome calculation circuit. If I know syndrome, if you have a yes, You know that what is the equation for S? S is E H transpose. If I know S from this, okay, if I know H transpose, I can define my E error vector. So that is the error pattern detection. So if you get the error pattern E1, E2, so on up to En, how to correct it? C is equal to what? R plus E. Anyhow, E is here, R is received bits. Okay, these are the received bits. If you add it, you will get correct. So this is the correction circuit. I mean decoding circuit. Got this? As and when the bits are received, immediately find the syndrome. If you find the syndrome, I can get the error vector. If you know the error vector and received vector, okay, I can correct my code. Okay, this is what the correction circuit. Okay. So decoding circuit, it looks like this. So half of this we already dealt with, that is syndrome detection. No need to perform it here. You know how to find out a syndrome calculation. With example, with generalized circuit we have seen it. So here we'll get syndrome S1, S2, S3. S1, I just referred a previous problem, 6,3, right? Until this circuit, top circuit, you already dealt, that is syndrome calculation circuit. Okay? S1, S2, S3. Okay? Suppose if your syndrome S is like this, right? Suppose I get a syndrome S is 1, 0, 0. That is S1, S2, S3. And if this 1, 0, 0, that pattern is present in the first row of your H transpose. First row of your H transpose. That will tell you the error is in the first bit. Okay? If this pattern is present at second row, error is in second bit. Right? So it means what? The error E1 or the matrix E, how will you get? Based on the S, right? If this 1, 0, 0 is present in the first row of H transpose, error is in the first bit. That time, how your error pattern look like? Error pattern is look like this. Only the first bit is having error, rest all bits are fine. This is what? Error pattern E, right? This is your E. It will tell you the error in the first bit. So it means it can be defined like this. This particular pattern will resemble this. This particular pattern will resemble this. Okay, it means this bit and this bit as good as they are same. If the pattern is 1, 0, 0, obviously your error pattern must be like this, 1 followed by 5 zeros. This. Okay. So what I will do, anyhow this S1, S2, S3 are available here. This. S1, S2, S3 are available. Okay. What I will do, so this S1 is as it is. I am just writing it in equation form instead of binary. This 0 indicates what? S2 bar. This 0 indicates S3 bar. S1, S2 bar, S3 bar. Just the binary representation I converted into some kind of notation. Okay. So with the help of this, S1, S2, S3. So now this is S1, S2 bar, S3 bar. So S1 is there. If you use one NOT gate, it becomes S1 bar. S2 is there. If you use NOT gate, it is S2 bar. S3 is there. If you use NOT gate, it is S3 bar. If S1, S2, S3 are available, so indirectly S1 bar, S2 bar, S3 bar I can get it. Okay. this one. So this particular combination I can capture. Whenever that 100 appears, suddenly your syndrome circuit, I can detect it. How I can detect? S1, S2 bar, S3 bar. Take S1 here. This is S2 bar. This is S3 bar. This is the AND gate. Whenever 100 pattern appears in the syndrome, the top AND gate will give you a positive output, logic output, right? So this gate will be enabled. Okay. So rest all gates will be what? It will be disabled. So your error pattern is 1 followed by 5 zeros. Got this? The same thing I am just implementing with a couple of gates. Right? If the error is in the second bit, only this gate will be enabled. That will give you positive output. Rest all gates are disabled. You can check it. Okay. So like that I can produce my error bits. If error bits are produced, R received bits are available, just add E and R to correct the errors. So our E1 will be get added with R1 to get a C1 corrected. Got this? Similarly this. You just take some previous example, okay, produce the equations for first bit error, what will be the pattern, and represent that in S1 bar, S2 bar, S3 bar form, okay. Similarly, if the error is in the second bit, okay, what is that? Like that. Suppose if the error is, if the syndrome is 101, and if this 101 is present in the second row of H transpose, it means the error is in second bit. Okay. So it means what? Your error pattern look like this. Right? So in order to produce this, I should get this pattern. How to represent this? S1, S2 bar, S3. S1 is available. Okay. S2 bar is available. S3 is available. Take those, tap it, use the AND gate. Whenever that particular combination occurs, 101, suddenly the output will be logic high. Okay. During same time, rest all gates will be disabled. You can check it. Okay. Only that particular gate will be enabled. That will produce the error vector. If you have an error vector and received vector, I can correct my codes. This is all about decoding circuit. Okay. Any doubts here? Any doubts? This is all about linear block codes, right? How to convert the codes into n-bit code words, followed by modulation, then put up on the air at the receiver side, perform the decoding. Before that, you should detect whether the error is present or not. If you know the generator matrix and parity check matrix, okay, I can find out all the unknown quantities. First, you understand how to get a G, how to get H. G is Ik followed by P n minus k, parity of that n minus k order, whereas your H is P transpose, then I n minus k, where I is your identity matrix. Okay. Just solve some problems. You have different variants. Just try to concentrate on how to get G and H. Then I can proceed with the simple steps. I can produce all unknown quantities. Right? Thank you.